Hello everyone, this is Space Hunter Nebula M here to bring you the first reading of this channel. This is a story written by Stencicorp22 on the Gaming Creepypasta wiki. It's called Postal2STD. STDs. I am a little under the weather right now, so my voice is kind of deeper than it's supposed to be, but this is really the only time I have to actually record something other than like let's plays or gaming videos like on the other channel. I am still at work on content for the other two channels, but that will be coming soon. Maybe even today, but I don't know. But for now, I am going to be reading the first story on this channel. It's called Postal2STD. It's a creepypasta. I already said all this. But without any further ado, let's actually get into this story. I have always been a huge fan of the Postal series. I played the original when I was 9, my parents didn't regulate what I played, and was ecstatic when I got Postal 2 for my 13th birthday. I never played Postal 3, thank God, and pretty much forgot about the series until my friend sent me a meme with the Postal dude in it. Memories flooded my head, and I really wanted to play the second game again to relive the past. Being a poor college student, I couldn't afford the $10 Steam version, so I went to— God damn, that is so loud. Sorry, god damn. Being a poor college student, I couldn't afford the $10 Steam version, so I went to my local games reseller. Digging through one of the bargain bins, I found a CD case with Postal 2 plus ST. The rest was faded. Thinking this meant it was Postal 2 and the Share the Pain multiplayer mode, I suppressed a poggers and went to the cash register. Good god, man. The cashier was odd, to say the least. He looked scared when he saw the disc. I asked him if he was okay, and he seemed to snap out of some sort of trance and handed me the disc. It's not an actual copy. You can have it for free. Not really caring if it was legit or not, I went home. The first thing I did when I went home was pop the disc into my computer. The game started up as normal, with the running with scissors believes violence belongs in video games, not the real world text. Then the actual game opened. I noticed something was off in the logo. It read Postal2STD rather than just Postal 2. Thinking this was some bootleg super edition with mods, I clicked play. Then the game started loading. No difficulty screen or anything. It threw me right into the game, without the opening cutscene, and then I noticed the sky. It was pitch black with red clouds. Blood red clouds. They looked like they were almost from a real picture. I thought it was just part of the mod and opened my inventory to get to the map, except the inventory was empty. I pressed around on the number keys and took out the matchbox. Oddly enough, the hands didn't look like Postal Dude's. They looked more like Vince's hands, Postal Dude's boss. I turned around and noticed the normal pathway was blocked off. My only option was to break into Postal Dude's neighbor's house. I went over and pressed Q. The door was kicked in and I froze. The floor was covered with bodies that looked almost real. I don't know how, but they looked better than any graphics I had ever seen. I almost vomited at the sight. Then my character started backing away from the door, only for the screen to be forcefully turned around, revealing a bloody-eyed Postal Dude. I heard a distorted version of his laugh, and then Vince screamed, and the screen went black. I sat there thinking, what the fuck is going on? What kind of sick fuck made this? When a new loading screen appeared. Rather than one of the days of this week, this one read, Day of Bloodshed. When the game loaded in, I noticed the character I was playing as had a gun, and judging from the height, it was Gary Coleman. I noticed the gun was shaky in his hands, almost as if he was scared. I observed my surrounding and noticed I was at Running with Scissors HQ. The streets were filled with corpses of all types of NPCs, animals, and even some I could hardly recognize. I turned around to look at the building. I almost lost my lunch. Hanging there, from his intestines, was Vince. His eyes were gone, and he was crying blood. The building itself was boarded up and almost covered with blood. I turned around and started walking forward. I noticed that Gary walked very slowly, almost as if he was being careful so that he wasn't heard or spotted. Out of nowhere, Postal Dude appeared in front of me. I fired a shot at him and heard him laugh and disappear. Now Gary was moving a lot faster and music was playing. Oh, hey, music's playing, yeah. I think it was something from Postal 1, but I'm not sure. Oh. Every once in a while, I would hear the laugh from behind me, and it was getting closer. Eventually, he was right in front of me, and Gary fired off all of his shots without my control. The game was now just a black screen with the sound of Gary crying, and his visuals returned. The game looked normal except for a lack of pedestrians. Then, in 1 second, it returned to the hellscape it was before, and Postal Dude appeared with a scythe and swung it. Not swung, swung. That's what it says in the story. There was a scream, and then it went black. Who the fuck made this, I thought. Nothing would prepare me for what came next. The next screen had one word. Just like the others, it was on a screen styled like the day start screens. It simply said decay. Then I spawned inside the tunnel below the food store. The camera was in third person at first. Then I saw who I was playing as. The Postal2STD dude. He looked confused and looked into the camera and shrugged his shoulders. If only he knew what was about to happen. There was now music in the background. It sounded distorted and broken from what I was... God damn. But from what I could tell, it was a mournful viola tune. The Postal2STD dude had no weapons. He didn't even have the matchbox. The sewers were very different. They seemed to be lit by red light and were much longer than before. Every once in a while, the screen would go static and Postal Dude's laugh would be heard. I got to the point where the invincible burnt dogs would be and saw that they were absent. Since there's music playing, I'm not going to edit any of this out, except for the long absence at the start. That didn't have any music. But next time, I'm just going to put the music in the background so I don't have to do that. So I don't have to edit, so I don't have to keep in the mess ups and whatever. I'm trying to find where I am. Shouldn't have gotten distracted. Invincible burnt dogs would be and saw that they were absent. I jumped down into the pit and walked to where the rocket launcher would be and was surprised to see that it was still there. I picked it up and heard Postal2STD dude say, "This might come in handy." As if one cue, the screen went static for a very long time, and Postal Dude appeared. Also, that did say one cue, not on cue. Not my fault. I shot a rocket and he disappeared. Postal2STD dude said, "What the fuck was that? I need to get out of here." And I started rushing towards the ladder. I made my way there and started climbing. As the camera neared the top, I saw that Postal Dude was waiting for me. I tried to jump off the ladder, but I couldn't move. I heard Postal2STD dude whimper, and then Postal Dude swung a machete and decapitated Postal2STD dude. You know, you don't have to say Postal2STD dude every time. You can just say, I don't know. I guess you could say 3 dude. Or, 3 dude, and then 2 dude, whatever. They're both Postal Dude, though. But whatever, okay. He laughed and the screen went black. I put my head in my hands. "What the fuck is this?" I shouted. The black screen went static and then, to my horror, showed a live camera of me from behind. I heard that distorted Postal Dude laugh from right behind me. I slowly turned around and to my relief no one was there. I heard something from my computer then. "Where the fuck am I?" the Postal Dude said. I looked back to my computer to see that I was now playing as the normal Postal Dude. He appeared to be in some storm... God damn! He appeared to be in some strange hallway. Everything was black and static. I tried to just close the game with Control-Alt-Delete, but nothing happened. I unplugged my computer. The lights on the computer went out, but the game stayed on. I decided to just see where this fucked up game would take me. There's a pause there in the story. Yeah. I walked through the hallway, but nothing seemed to change. While I was doing this, I felt eyes staring at me from behind, but every time I would look, nothing would be there. Eventually, after what felt like hours, the screen went static and showed a bunch of symbols. I heard breathing from behind me. I turned around and saw a tall, charred figure looming over me. I woke up in a room that looked almost identical to mine. I thought it was all a dream, but my door is locked and the windows quite literally show static, almost like they're a screen. I hear the postal map music distorted and it's getting closer to me as I'm typing this. Someone help me. Please. By Stencicorp22. This isn't a personal thing, but I hate it when stories end with, like, the main character dying in creepypastas. At least when they're in first-person perspectives, because if you're dead, then how the hell are you writing that? I mean, there was one story where the protagonist died and went to hell, and he said that you know, he had internet down there, so I mean, yeah, yeah, that explains it, but I mean, is that the case for every story where the protagonist dies and it's in first person, or what is that about? Uh yeah, well, anyway, story over, goodbye.